How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Voro Motors. I'm AJ Hart, here today with a new shirt. Check this out. Well, bam! Well, bam! I don't know if you can see it. Now I know what you're thinking. Man, I sure do wish I had a cool shirt like that. Don't worry, we're about to sell these bad boys on the store. So, check the description. I'm gonna update this description with the link to that when it's live, but you might be seeing this before it goes live. We'll see what happens there. For today's video, what I'm actually going to be doing a tutorial on, hold on, there's a jack. For today's video, what I'm actually going to be taking care of and teaching you all today is how to put on your EMOVE Cruiser Seat onto your EMOVE Cruiser. This is a super easy job, but admittedly, if we just send you the whole seat, it's a little bit, we don't have instruction guides. So I'm here to be your instruction guide today. Now, this is a really simple thing to add on, and we do sell it kind of pre-installed. But when you get it, there's still gonna be two pieces of it that need to be assembled. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all three parts of the seat, install them all onto our Cruiser, so you can see how it's supposed to all go together. Probably only takes about 10 minutes, honestly, to get it all set up. The only tools that you're going to need are some Allen wrenches and a 13mm wrench. That's really it. So let's go ahead and grab those two tools and jump on into this job so we can get you sitting down for a nice, simple cruise. In order to start this job, the very first thing we need to do is remove these 4 screws from the rear of the deck. So grab your Allen keys and start taking these bad babies out. Alright, now they're all gone. So let's talk about the pieces for this job. We've got the stem, the base, and the seat itself. If you ordered the seat with the scooter, then the base would already be installed when you got it. But that is going to be where we start today's journey. If you open up this bag, you're going to see 2 major things, the base itself and this bag of screws. Now this base is actually 2 pieces fastened together, the base and the locking ring, but we'll keep it as one unit for the time being. Let's talk about this baggie of screws. Inside, you will see 5 screws, 2 screws that are 45mm long, and 2 screws that are 30mm long. If any of these are not the correct size, shoot us an email at support@voromotors.com. Finally, the 5th and final screw will be this teeny tiny itsy bitsy bitty little baby screw. Last and not least, in the bag you should see 4 washers. Okay, let's put it all together now. On the bottom of this base plate, you'll see a small lip here. Put that towards the rear of the deck, just down underneath the lip. For this step, you're going to need to remove this ring from the base. Now let's go ahead and take one of those 45mm screws and one of those washers. Feed the screw through both, find the deck threads, and begin to screw it in. Don't screw it all the way in though. We want wiggle room on all of these as we find the threads for our 4 screws. Grab the second 45mm screw, one of those washers, and repeat the process. Next, we can take on one of those smaller screws, slap a washer on that one, and place it into one of the front gaps. Now on this last screw, I noticed that I couldn't actually find the threads for the screw, so I loosened all 3 of the other screws a bit, and then tried to bring the screw down again. I found traction the second time, and then I could tighten down all 4 of the screws for a solid fit. Now we need to secure the locking ring. When you put the locking ring on top, it doesn't matter whether the latch is on the left or right side of the deck. What does matter is that the gap in the band is towards the back, because it needs to match up with the hole in the rear of the base. Once these holes are matched up, you can take that teeny tiny screw and secure our locking ring. And now we have the base of our seat installed. Again, if you ordered this part with the scooter online, it will have come installed already. But now we will move on to the part that everybody needs to see, the stem and the seat. To start it off, grab your stem and look at this nub on top. Sometimes there may be a cap here, so double check that there isn't one there. Pinch the little white top and yank it out a few times. There's no cap on the one that I have, so we can move on to the seat. If you take the seat here, our goal is to get the seat stem to sit in the bracket on the bottom of the seat. We need to get our bracket in a helpful angle though, so look for these nuts on each side of the seat and loosen them up. After loosening both sides, this whole house should kind of wiggle around, but more importantly, you can twist that bracket up and out. I find this next part easiest with the brace at a full right angle from the seat. Now if you look at the bracket, you will see this small hook on top of it. Our goal when we put the stem into this bracket is to get the lip of the stem to rest against the little hook here. So line the stem into the bracket here and just start twisting and pushing it deeper into the bracket. You may need to loosen it a little bit more, so don't be shy with those nuts. Just keep going and eventually it will rest in that hook perfectly. Now we need to position the bracket back correctly to be sat on. I had to loosen the nuts just a little bit more so I could twist it upright. One last thing to make sure of is that our seat can still lift up when we lock it down. Now, our lifting mechanism for the seat works because of this lever here in front. When squeezed, it should push down on that white button, allowing it to expand. With our seat bracket loosened, our seat can kind of push forward or back with that bracket, and we need to move it back to make sure that the lever end lines up with our button, but not too far away. There is a sweet spot here. Once you feel that the lever and bracket are lined up, go ahead and tighten down both of these nuts again. Now, if you squeeze that lever, you'll see that the stem will expand, just like an office chair. Let's get this on our scooter now. Unlock the stem and put our seat onto the top. Go ahead and pound it down a couple times to make sure it sits in all the way. Now until you lock it down, you should be able to twist it to make sure that the seat is facing forward and facing straight. Once you're confident with the angle, you can go ahead and lock it down. If your lock doesn't feel tight enough, you can fasten this down just like you would the stem lock. Twist the little nut and it will lock tighter. And now my stem doesn't twist anymore. Really quick, I'm going to demo that hydraulic lift again. Just squeeze that lever and the seat will lift up. And to bring it down, squeeze that lever again and lean back into it a little. And there you have it. Our EMOVE Cruiser Seat is installed and ready to ride. And there you go. That's how you install the seat on the EMOVE Cruiser. Like I said, it's really simple, and it seems more complicated than it really is when you're just looking at all the pieces. But I hope that this video helped you out getting that all taken care of. I'm actually kind of curious about why you might be installing the seat yourself. I know me personally, I'd be interested in putting that seat on the Cruiser if I knew I was going to be taking it out for 30+ mile trips every single day, just because I think standing that much would get really tiresome for me. But I'm certain that all of you have different reasons to be putting on the seat. So go ahead and drop those reasons in the comments down below. I'm genuinely curious to see what your reasoning is. Also, if you have any questions or concerns that came up with your ride while you were doing this job, leave those in the comments down below too. And also, of course, if you have any ideas that you'd like to see us do for videos about the Cruiser, the Touring, or any of our other scooters, leave those in the comments down below too. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this video helps, and I hope you enjoy your ride.